Hello and welcome to the latest Football 365 transfer gossip video thing. Yes, I'm a new face. Yes, I sound a little bit like Michael Owen. No, I do not have the same magnetic charisma. And yes, I do have some transfer lines for you. So first off, we have our daily update on the future of Jack Grealish. Sky Sports are reporting that Manchester City have opened talks with Aston Villa over signing the England international. Those talks will presumably involve Manchester City saying, will you accept £75 million? And Aston Villa saying, no, are you stupid? The Guardian are saying that a deal could be made within days, which does seem incredibly unlikely. Aston Villa are digging their heels in at this stage. There have been reports that they're going to offer their captain a very expensive new contract to stay as long as possible. And you've got the Daily Star as well saying that Manchester City want the deal to be made before the Community Shield final. They want Grealish to be part of that squad, which again, it seems unlikely. It's one of those transfers that is likely to go down to the end of the window. Really, it's going to be towards deadline day if this happens, and then obviously that brings its own troublesome set of circumstances for Villa, who would have to sign replacements. Obviously, they've got Emi Buendia in this summer, but replacing a player of Grealish's kind of stature and importance to them, they'll have a lot of money to reinvest and they'll want more than a few days to do so. Next up, we have an intriguing line on Paul Pogba. This comes from French outlet Le 10 Sport, which I believe translates to The 10 Sport. They are claiming that Mino Raiola has offered Liverpool the services of his client, Paul Pogba. Obviously, he's got a year left on his Manchester United contract. They're struggling to get him to commit to a longer deal. PSG are being linked for £50 million. Real Madrid and Juventus are always kind of mentioned in those conversations. But yeah, it seems like if United want any money for Pogba, who is obviously their club record signing still, they're going to have to sell this summer. So this claim from the 10 Sport is that Raiola has contacted Liverpool and seen whether they'd be interested in taking the Frenchman on. It doesn't seem likely from either side, to be honest. For Liverpool, they won't want to take on a player on such high wages. They kind of need to refresh the squad a bit more. Pogba, obviously not an old player, but he's in his late 20s. And they're kind of pushing for younger players to refresh that squad that's been together for a long while. Obviously, Gini Wijnaldum's gone to PSG, so they're going to want a younger replacement. And United are simply not going to want to let any of their players go to Liverpool, never mind the most expensive in their history. So hashtag Levy out was trending on Twitter last night. It does tend to around the summer transfer window. He's not the most popular figure in North London, or at least that side. Arsenal fans love him, Spurs fans not so much right now. In this case, it's to do with the signing of Christian Romero, who's been linked with them for a few weeks now. Obviously, they've let go of Toby Alderweireld. They need that defence freshening up. They need improvements there desperately. So they've had an offer of £34 million rejected for Romero. But Sport Italia are reporting that they've got some competition from Barcelona. Now, Barca don't have any money themselves, basically. They're boasting about good credit ratings, which is never a good sign for a football club. Sport Italia are reporting that they've had a swap deal for Romero rejected by Atalanta. But their way around that would be to offer a loan with an obligation to buy at the end. So now the ball is kind of, it's in Spurs' court, and again, it comes down to money. It comes down to what Levy is willing to bid. Nuno Espirito Santo, he'll want some new players, but it could come down to a case of turning down, say, £40 million for Romero in favour of offering half that for Nat Phillips. And finally, we have news on Kurt Zouma. Now, as we all know, his middle name is Happy, and he will surely be delighted to learn that West Ham are interested in him. Now, as good as that segue was, we need to kind of look into this. Obviously, West Ham have got a certain budget. They're working with around £50 million for all their transfers, I think. They've been linked with the likes of Jesse Lingard, Tammy Abraham, all players who would take up at least half of that, you'd have thought. But they've also been linked with the likes of Phil Jones, more cost-cutting deals. Now, in terms of Zouma, he would probably cost around £20 million, say. He's not a first-team player at Chelsea. He would get regular football at West Ham. Chelsea have got the likes of Thiago Silva, Antonio Rudiger, Andreas Christensen to get past. And they've also been linked with Jules Koundé this summer. Obviously, Sevilla are kind of holding out for plenty of money there. Goal are reporting that Sevilla would want it to be around £68 million. Some of that would go to Koundé's former club Bordeaux. So it's a case of Chelsea maybe using this Zuma money if they were to sell to West Ham. Everton have been linked. There's a few other clubs who have been linked with Zuma. But it could be a case of Chelsea reinvesting that money they would get for the centre-half for an improvement in Koundé.